My name is Brother Martin Davis, and I'm in my second year of formation here at the house, and I'm studying to be a cooperator brother. So I grew up in the United Methodist Church, where my mother and father went, and then I kind of started to explore, and when I moved away from college, I attended some different places. I attended the Salvation Army, and even in high school, I would attend a few other churches, some Calvinist churches, and I was just kind of restless, looking for something, and kind of looking for what church is really the true church, and where's the true faith. And that kind of restlessness is kind of what got me started looking, and eventually that ended up in the Catholic faith. I didn't really attend a Catholic church or Catholic Mass in any form for quite a while, and but it was in my freshman year of college when I really started kind of looking around that I started to look in that direction, and I attended a Mass. And at the same time, I was going through an intellectual process that was laying kind of the roadwork there. And ultimately, Jesus Christ was leading me through all of this kind of thing and drawing me home to the Catholic Church. And you can see in retrospect all of the little places which seem kind of small at the time, but really the hand of God was working all the time there. There are a few different ones along the way. One of them was reading the introductions to various books in the Bible by Martin Luther. And I looked at some of them, and when he was ready to throw some books out because they didn't necessarily agree with his particular theological position, that kind of got me questioning sola scriptura and these kind of things, because if the canon is even up for debate, the foundation which was supposed to be so solid for all of the Protestant doctrines to be built upon seemed even shakier. So it seemed like I need to look for some kind of apostolic tradition and a greater rootedness of the Catholic faith. And that kind of required looking to an apostolic tradition. So that was kind of one of the areas that I remember. I also remember just studying a lot of things of Western civilization. I went to Hillsdale College, and reading the Rule of St. Benedict and reading the investiture controversies and reading the Didache and these different documents that kind of spanned further back than just the 500, 600 years ago. That gave me a broader perspective. It gave me a greater appreciation for the sacraments and for the historical authority of the church. And those kind of things got me really thinking, whereas if I'm looking for the true Church of Jesus Christ, this needs to have a deep connection to history and a deep connection to the apostles, which I just wasn't really finding other places. So that kind of got that road starting. So those are some kind of points where the intellectual journey was certainly seated. My love of God and my interest in religion, even from an earlier age, was already planted there by our Lord. So all of those things kind of planted, and there's this working out process of grace and life, where it's, okay, I'm giving these beginning graces that kind of got me started. And of course, all of these things were conformable with my intellect, and I had all of these great experiences to kind of lead me along that journey, because grace builds on nature, it doesn't destroy it. So then, of course, ultimately, to be able to make that kind of final step, there is a grace that's really needed to kind of give you that assurance of divine faith. And you can see Jesus just all the way through all of it, from the beginning, during the process of this kind of intellectual journey, and then ultimately just giving the grace to believe in the sacraments. I wasn't really sure what my family would think, so I didn't really know how suspicious my family might be of the Catholic faith. And in the end, I think they weren't maybe as suspicious as I thought they may be at first. So there was a little bit of hesitancies there to say, okay, what kind of reaction am I going to get? But they've ultimately been supportive of my vocation and everything, so it hasn't been deeply troubling or something like that. But yeah, so sometimes there was a little bit of hesitancy there. But another thing is, I was also known for being a bit of a bulldog for the Protestant faith and defending various Protestant doctrines. So I had to take a bit of a reverse course on that kind of thing and walk back a lot of stuff. So talking with a lot of different people, I would always be very engaging in, because I was always interested in trying to figure out what the truth was in these instrumentals. I can come across as argumentative. So because of that, there's a humility that was added to it, and we're fitting that today's a feast of the conversion of St. Paul, because there's a little bit of that in there, in that sometimes you have a kind of combative attitude that sometimes the Lord is going to turn back on itself. And you have to remember that Jesus Christ's grace is bigger than anything that you're going to bring to the table. So that definitely was a part of my experience.